And we're back to Barry. Yep, Barry.
Seriously,
there we go,
Al,
finally.
what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Alright, I guess I will.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this.
Look at
Would
that
you
low
mind grabbing the
poly, those low
registration
poly
form from the
vehicles.
desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
But, by the way, I'm going
Crazy
to talk to you some
poachers.
more.
Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him.
Are we done talking?
I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Are we done?
Seriously,
This
Al,
time for real?
You can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my
Can't
call.
talk, taking coffee.
Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Intense form acquiring action. Or form
Totally.
signing and acquiring action.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys.
Dog
Okay,
eats it.
you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Sorry, there might be
Oh,
dog
sure.
blood on them.
It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble
Yep,
finding
generic
it,
dog
just
sounds.
keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps
said
so you don't
mast.
end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right. Thanks.
By the way, look out for traps.
You're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean,
Da-da-da-da-da.
okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Realistic dialogue. At least, well, Barry. Barry is the most realistic character in this game.
He really is.
Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry! They'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Resilient lamb.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here,
More
and if
so
I'm
than
not
usual.
back by morning, call the cavalry.
What cavalry?
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Hope everybody's enjoying all these movie and book references. More to come.
Uh-huh.
Be a jerk to Barry. Keeping up with Alan's realistic character. Ooh, pretty nice cabin, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm trying to identify the model of Barry's truck. I can't get a good enough look at it.
I knew I should have gone to the
That was my
cops.
shaky
This
Cloverfield
wasn't the
camera work.
smartest thing I'd
Indeed.
ever done, but I was still angry with
Fucking
Barry
amateur.
for trying to talk me out of it.
I'm a
These
photographer,
people had
not
told me right
like
in the
a
sheriff's
movie
station.
shooter.
The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
What unrealistic demand. You come to this place at the end of a mountain path on foot. It's like, sure, seems legit.
Apparently none of the other
Welcome back
cabins
to
are
the
in
show,
use.
folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like? My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. Oh,
The first time I played it, I thought I saw
no
that.
plan. Really, just taking the
I was like, no, it's light in here. They won't come in here.
Much more than that, you
Just stay here and listen to the radio.
Tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh? Yes, exactly.
Do you see a bathroom in this cabin anywhere?
And I'll be one of the
No.
contest judges, too.
No TV either.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution. Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
It's like a studio apartment. Only, no bathroom.
Seriously, you're
Yeah.
in pretty
Or shower.
good shape, though.
Probably at the
The
visitor
outdoors
center.
type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman. That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass. early
Way
this
too many
morning.
windows, I think.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest? No, not this year. See, Pat,
This is
I'm
like
just
a
not competitive anymore.
like a
No, I just
medieval
like to take the
cabin
time and enjoy the peace of it.
when they didn't need
It's
extra
no fun
rooms.
for me to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Medieval.
Considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way. Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
It's a good thing I'm not on like a timetable or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any place we gotta be. Wait. No,
That's fine. Ah, possessed tire swing.
no! Actually, that might be a thing.
Meanwhile, back at the cabin, Barry's like, excuse me.
Must have been that burrito he had for lunch.
Yeah, I'm guessing the bathrooms are probably down at the visitor center. Which has to suck, but hey.
Yeah. Unless there's like outhouses around here. Oh, that was needlessly violent of you. I think this one's been vandalized anyway.
Yeah, so who cares if they broke the door? Let's watch TV.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization.
There's way too many
But
windows
some
in these
crimes
cabins.
are impossible to punish.
I
Especially
think it's, what, 7 windows?
Night Springs.
One next to the fireplace, two
The
on
man
that
in the
wall,
mirror.
2 on the wall that the beds are up against. That's way too many.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
Oh, maybe how many windows should a cabin like that have?
How the hell should I know?
Come in.
I don't know. I feel like it would probably have like 4.
But why would you do that?
I mean, you're a nice guy.
Like an ideal
Well,
number.
Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh?
We'll have to talk to this guy about his report writing later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face.
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what
Forensics?
he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a
Forensics?
match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. Like the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
This is some shoddy writing.
A little bit, yeah. That one has some actual disturbing implications, but it's just not done very well.
That's how doppelgangers work. I think, well, not all the time, but most of the time.
Did you notice the shit fluttering around in the air? When did that start?
The pollen? It was always there.
Yeah.
I mean, windows are broken.
I guess I wasn't really paying attention to it beforehand.
And, well, there's phones.
Hiking trail entrance or something. And somebody left their car wide open.
Whatsoever.
The vision left me weak. This was no...
Meanwhile, Alan like, yeah, whatever.
Rusty, hang on!
Oh God!
I'm coming!
Please, help me! Anybody? Help me!
Sorry, I can only sprint like 10 feet. I'm wearing a tweed jacket.
Help me! Can you hear me? Anyone? Please help! Help me!
Sorry,
The
collectibles.
ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Perhaps I'll take the key from the ranger.
Help!
Hello?
Help me! Somebody back here! I'm back here! Hey, please!
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
Yep, that's me.
Just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
That does, however, sound like a guy
This
in shock.
couldn't be far.
Yes.
Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would
You're not
help me
gonna need that.
understand what had happened.
But if he read the page,
The
wouldn't he
only
know
way to
that
make sure that
he's not
Rusty
gonna
was
live?
safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Safe. Guess what nobody in this game is?
If your guess was anything but safe, you are wrong. Sure, let's read this one. Or not. I lied. Let's steal stuff from the ranger's office.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Coincidentally.
Hunters need hunting licenses.
Man.
Yeah. That was an axe to the face.
Wasn't an axe, or was it a hammer? Or a tire iron, I don't know. It could have been either of these things.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Could it be the mammoth?
Don't feed the animals.
No, this game is terrible.
Is only permitted for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license. Obey the park ranger's instructions at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never closer than 100 yards. Two bears and wolves.
See, we're doing this again. Yep. These guys are a pain in the ass.
Pets must be leashed at all times. Never leave your pet on a
Good thing there's a shitload of ammo just sitting around in the dumpster.
It's a storage bin, but I don't know why there is so much revolver ammo stuffed in it.
historical artifacts from the park.
God, stop moving around, you bastard.
The darkness really didn't think this whole thing through. Wouldn't it be easier to just continuously disguise yourself as a normal person? It's a lot easier to manipulate people and get close to them if, you know, you're not running around all janky.
Okay, bear in mind that this whole thing from, like, Alice's disappearance onward is being dictated by Wake's writing.
Stop being consistent with his own work. Sorry, we late to the boss fight. They can just kind of watch Rusty disappear.
We are so fired.
But at least nobody can actually fire us now? The boss is dead. I appreciate being given the time to reload.
That is nice. And leaving you fully stocked on ammo after the fact. Even better.
Sprint that 20-30 feet before the tweed kicks in. The question I'd be asking myself at this point is, what am I doing? Do I really love my wife that much?
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Even if it sounds like me. Listen for the jank.
Yes, and
in that last instant of
Barry is no longer
thought about Rose. He was older
Let's read
than
this
she
one.
was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Not that she would have anyway, because Rose is Alan Wake sexual.
Yes.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
I was going to say Barry is now 100% on board with this weird-ass bullshit.
I don't know, I feel like at this point I would be really seriously asking myself, do I really love my wife? I mean, really?
My point was more, they're not dragging out the everybody disbelieves Alan aspect of this story.
This is true.
They see this shit happen and they're like, okay, we believe you. But, yeah, I guess Alan does care about his wife.
A significant amount. Me, I just feel like, well, it does say till death do us part. They never said how long that was going to take. This cave was the site of frequent and lucrative bootlegger activity throughout Prohibition. 1919 through 1933, blah blah blah. Ran moonshine through caves.
I really don't think you need to narrate anything in this game, because Alan takes care of most of that himself. It's almost like this game LPs itself.
Well, at least the pages you find. Not the signs you read. You would think that something would attack you in this cave, but no, nothing does. It is a perfectly safe, harmless cave.
The best way to screw with a player's expectations is setting up an obvious ambush and then never triggering it.
Sort of like Silent Hill Downpour did to me throughout the entire game. Open this door manually. Surprise, nothing ever attacks you. So does this mean one of the guys was making a call? Before he was taken?
Apparently.
Dialing somebody collect and then just being like, aha, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna die anyway. Once again, thank you for being so thoroughly blinded. Lover's Peak that way, so obviously we go this way.
Well, I mean, yeah, what self-respecting gamer actually goes toward the plot when there's a second path?
I mean, I suppose me, realistically, I'd be like, I'm just going to follow the signs. I don't want to wander off into the woods and the dark.
Nobody in
And
Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was.
anyway, let's
but
read
Rose,
this.
The waitress at the diner had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart, too. Knew a lot about what was going on in the town. Knew a lot about Al. Even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Okay.
Good old Barry.
So this is kind of what I meant about Alan's voice actor's performance being a little wooden. Like, he's fine in the cutscenes and stuff, but when he's just reading the manuscript pages, he doesn't put any emotion into it.
Maybe he's doing that thing where he's just, like, reading his own work just to make sure it sounds okay.
Maybe.
Oh no! Football. Guys, come on. Enough with that.
You're getting the shit beat out of you, man.
Pretty thoroughly.
Bet you wish you had those flare guns now, huh?
Too bad they take them away from me at the end of the chapters. Or most cutscenes do. I'd be pretty pissed at myself for writing things like that. Felled by lightning in 1937, this exceptionally tall Rocky Mountain Douglas fir, long scientific name, was 200 years old. According to local legends, it stretched beyond the stars. After it fell, it was measured at 66 meters.
It's a big-ass tree.
Fully erect, or whatever that last part says. It was a big tree.
I got some big wood for you.
Come on, really? I was like 3 feet in front of you. You didn't have to throw it.
Fortunately, Alan's 7 layers of clothing will prevent an axe from ever penetrating.
If 1 piece of armor gives me 4 AC, wearing 7 pieces of armor will give me 21 more AC. Spoilers, that is not actually how it works.
I wonder what the armor rating of a tweed jacket actually is.
It would probably count as, like, high. So, like, I think 2 or 3. And since it's light armor, probably give you a pretty, like, +3 or +4 max dexterity. That seems about right. Aha! You thought you were safe. Now you must start the motor.
It's a generator.
Turn the motor over to start the generator. Pull the cord.
You know, that's one of those hair splitting things at work.
Afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered.
It sounds like me when I read my own stuff.
It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo, things you need to make it through the darkness of the night.
I'm not even sure what kind of emotion I would put into this kind of thing.
Anyway, arguing semantics. A motor is a completely different thing from an engine, which is what most people are talking about when they say motor.
Unfortunately.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please hang up and try again.
When you break up with your wife especially badly.
Bear alert. I don't remember fighting any bears in this game.
It's like, come on, really? I saw you walk behind the rock.
You're not fooling anybody. Your 4 friends, however, might have a point.
But I mean, granted, they can kind of disappear at will, I guess. Speaking of getting my ass kicked, I get my ass kicked a whole lot here. Mostly because I forget that the dodge doesn't always work when you hit the button. You can only dodge so many times in a row, I guess.
This ain't Dark Souls.
Roll!
Roll for initiative.
But hey, at least there's light there.
Run for your life!
Do it! Do it now!
See?
Haha, fuck you.
And they just disappeared.
Giant middle finger.
You know, I never actually realized that was a thing.
That
enemies just disappeared when you hit a checkpoint light.
Yep. Next time on Radical Bromance, more light.